October is often a month where gamers will play horror or spooky themed games in the spirit of Halloween. This has not been the case for my October though. Instead, October has been Spider-Man month. I've been playing through the Marvel Spider-Man series and making quite a bit of content for the channel connected to the Spider-Man games. While my month has been focused on the Spider-Man games, I have been able to play some other games over the course of the month. Let's take a look at all the games that I've played for October 2023. In September, I thought I was setting myself up to get a couple of games completed during October. Turns out that I was correct in that prediction. I was able to complete 2 games in October, and I bet you can't guess what they are. You probably can't, they're both Spider-Man games. The first is Marvel's Spider-Man. Entering into October, I only had to play through New Game Plus on the hardest difficulty to get my last 2 trophies for the game. This took me a bit of time since Spider-Man is a decent sized game, but I pretty much just focused on story missions and didn't really get too distracted by anything else. This definitely made it more manageable, and I was able to get all of the trophies just a little bit before the middle of October. The second completed game is Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. I had also finished Miles Morales right before the end of September, but I had a few more trophies left to earn in this game than the original, mainly because you had to play through the New Game Plus mode to earn a number of the trophies. Even unlocking all the suits and skills required you to play in the New Game Plus mode. This didn't take a long time since Miles Morales is a much shorter experience than the original game. Focusing strictly on the story allowed me to get through this pretty quickly and earn my 96th platinum. I was pretty focused on completing the 2 Spider-Man games I just mentioned, which took up a good bit of my time this month. I was still able to play a few other story games this month though, but one dominated my time even though it was released closer to the end of the month. And that was the number 1 game, Spider-Man 2. It's fairly rare for me to get a game right at release. I have such a huge backlog that I tend to wait until games go on sale. However, since I had been playing and enjoying the Spider-Man games, and my son was interested in getting it as well, I decided that we'd go for it. Having started it, I am enjoying it quite a bit. I'm currently a little over 50% of the way through the game and having a lot of fun with it. I'm not sure if I think it is better than the first game or not. I would say that there are definitely some improvements, but also some parts that I'm not sure if they're better or worse than the other games. I still have half the game to go before I have to figure that out completely, so we'll see where I end up at. As of right now, I would say that gameplay is overall better, but story hasn't quite gripped me like the first one did. Granted, with the second half left to go, there is still plenty of time for that to change. The second story game I played this month was Stardew Valley. I only played this once early on in October. I just got busy playing other games and this one suffered as a result. I'm still in spring of year 2 and doing well. I don't think there was really anything too exciting in my time playing it this month other than getting introduced to Krobus. Beyond that, I think it was pretty much just trying to keep on producing money and expanding my farm. Hopefully I'll get back to this game a bit more in November. And the third and last story game is Final Fantasy III. There was a short period of time between when I finished Spider-Man Miles Morales and the release of Spider-Man 2. During this time, I played a little of Final Fantasy III Pixel Remastered. This game just hasn't really grabbed me. I do enjoy the job system and overall gameplay. I mean, it is a early on turn-based Final Fantasy game after all. But the story just feels very lacking so far. I'm not sure how far I am into the game at the moment. I'd probably guess somewhere between a third to halfway. Since this is my first experience with Final Fantasy III, I don't really know for certain. What I do know is that the story just hasn't really been there. There is just a supreme lack of characterization in pretty much anyone, which is very disappointing for me because I did really enjoy the story of Final Fantasy II. So I was hoping for a continued development in that area with this one. Moving on from story games, I'll be focusing on games that I call endless games. These are games that don't have clear-cut endings. They can be online PvP, arcade, sandbox, creative, simulation, or party games. Some of these games I enjoy quite a bit and keep playing off and on, while others are ones that I play for a season and then move on from. This category is a bit bigger than it has been in previous months, in part due to the fact that we played a wider variety of games as a family this month, and then I also started playing a new endless game during the month as well. The first endless game is Fortnite. Chapter 4 Season 4 is wrapping up as it ends early in November. Actually, it's probably ending the day this video comes out, actually. I just didn't really love this chapter for some reason. Maybe it's just because our family has been a bit busy at times and hasn't played this as consistently. Maybe it's just that I didn't enjoy the heist theme that much. I'm just really not sure what it was exactly, but it just wasn't my favorite season. It's not to say I still didn't enjoy playing Fortnite this month and for this season. I just wasn't as excited about the theme as I had been in previous seasons in this chapter. One thing that did help this month is that Fortnitemares was going on. So it was definitely quite a bit of fun to get through the quests and play some Horde Rush over the month. Fortnitemares is one of Fortnite's bigger events, and it's always fun to play during that time and also have all the spooky costumes in the shop as well. I'm really not sure what to expect with the next season. To be honest, from what I've heard, I'm not super pumped about it. I'm not really one who looks at early Fortnite and wishes we had that back. So I don't feel like I'm really the kind of the target audience for where Fortnite's going with the next season. I'm hoping it'll be fun, but from the rumors I've heard, I'm just not sure that I'm too excited about it all. As a family, we tend to play zero build, but I've heard that it may be disabled next season. I have also heard that the battle pass is only 50 tiers next season, which seems really weird. It also seems like it may not even be a full season on its own. So there's just a lot of uncertainty with this next season, and I'm not loving that at the moment. Hopefully though, all these will just be kind of misleading and it'll be a lot better than I expect, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Second endless game is Bloons TD6. We played this a couple times as a family over the month and had some fun with it. We didn't really get into any contested territories or anything like that. Again, we've just been a little bit too busy to really get into those, but we did play it in co-op more than some months. I don't really think I played too much on my own this month either. I might have played an Odyssey or two or done like a map or two on my own, but that was about it, I think, if it was even that much. The third endless game is Marvel Snap. I continued to play and enjoy Marvel Snap quite a bit this month. I was able to get to Omega, which is rank 80 for the first time. Sadly, I then proceeded to hit a wall and have struggled to progress any further. Despite hitting that wall, I have been enjoying playing Snap and have earned quite a few new cards over the month. I was able to get Elsa Bloodstone from the Season Pass, as well as Eliath, Man-Thing, Black Knight, Iron Lad, and Loki, which was a pretty great haul if I say so myself. And that's only by putting money into the Season Pass. I don't really buy bundles, gold, or anything beyond that. I also wound up getting a good amount of fun variants over the month as well, including the Midnight Sun Iron Man variant by playing Conquest. So overall, I felt like it was a great month of Marvel Snap, and I'm looking forward to what next month brings. The fourth endless game is Jackbox Party Pack 5 and 8. We played two different Jackbox Party Packs over the course of the month. Like I've done in previous months, I'm kind of putting them together because the Jackbox Party Pack games are just so close and so similar, at least in general. Like they all have unique games that I feel like sticking them together is probably the better way to go. This was our first time playing 5 this month. Personally, I found both of these packs pretty fun, although I do think that 8 may be the stronger of the two overall. Still though, the Jackbox Party Pack series of games is a lot of fun to play with a group of friends and family. We continue to really enjoy playing one of the collections at least once over the course of the month, if not more. The fifth endless game is Vampire Survivors. I had already been back into playing a little bit of Vampire Survivors the last couple of months, but then they went and dropped a new winter/Christmas update. Yes, you heard that right. They dropped a winter update right in front of Halloween. A bit strange, but when you've already got that spooky Halloween vibe in your game, I guess you can do what you want. The update includes a new wintry bonus stage, a couple new relics, a new weapon, and a new character. I am always a big fan of Vampire Survivors updates, and with this one being free, it was a super great surprise. The new weapon is also pretty amazing and fun to play with as well, and the new map is fun, but isn't probably going to be a big challenge to veteran Vampire Survivors players. The sixth endless game is Rock Band 4. Our family played some Rock Band 4 early on this month. We hadn't played this since April, so it had been a while. One could even say too long since we played it last. As usual, we had fun playing it, and hopefully we can remember to play it a bit more often than once every 5 to 6 months. I know that some of our instruments have seen better days, but they all still work, and maybe we'll get lucky and some new ones will come out at some point. The seventh endless game is Conga Master. Now here's a game that probably many people haven't heard of. It's a fun, quirky little arcade style game about making long conga lines by dancing around people in various stages, like a roller disco, a bowling alley, or a high school dance. The game also has multiplayer modes that you can play split screen against other people, and this is what we played this month. There are many different multiplayer modes, but not all are equally fun. Cut the Conga and Mortal Conga were probably my favorite modes, but there were also some others that were pretty fun. This isn't a game to play a lot, but as a fun couch multiplayer game to bring out every once in a while, it makes for an enjoyable evening. And just in case you were wondering why the footage doesn't really look like it's in multiplayer mode, well, I forgot to record during our multiplayer session and then just went back to the game and recorded me playing a little bit of the single player mode. So that's why that's the way it is. The eighth endless game is Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide. This was a game that was on sale this month, and my brother was interested in it, so we both picked it up. We only played it once over the month, but I do want to play it again. It's a cooperative first-person shooter that tasks you with missions where you take out hordes of enemies. It doesn't seem like it is going to be super story-heavy or anything like that, but I could be wrong on that. That's why I'm sticking it on the endless list rather than the story list. You basically pick a class and then go on missions, taking out enemies and leveling up. It was pretty difficult our first go round, but maybe that was just first game issues. As I said, I want to play it again and get a little further and see how things progress in the game, whether it stays feeling really difficult or whether that was just kind of being beginners at the game and it felt a little harder than what it actually was. The ninth and last endless game is Terraria. I did get to play a little bit of Terraria with my kids this month. They had a day off, so we spent a little time trying to collect more armors and help them wrap up some of the trophies and achievements they needed in the game. Only playing once a month meant we didn't get super far in any of that, but it's always fun to play a little Terraria together. I don't have any games that I'm working on trophies for this month. Both of the games that would have been in this category for the month, I was able to complete. Getting all of the trophies for Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales meant that this category is empty again for this month. And that's what I've been playing in October. October was definitely a month that was centered around the Marvel's Spider-Man franchise. To be honest, that will probably leak into November as well, since I haven't finished Spider-Man 2 yet. But I don't really mind that too much, as I am enjoying these Spider-Man games quite a bit. I am looking forward to having a bit more variety in what I'm playing again, but my travel through the Spider-Man series has been enjoyable. And I'm also playing a variety of endless style games too, to kind of balance that out, so it's not like I've only been playing Spider-Man games. How about you? What have you been playing in October? Have you picked up any new releases over the month? Been playing old favorites? Removing older games from your own backlogs? Let me know in the comments, as it's always fun to see what others are playing, and if those games are ones I'd like to add to my own backlog. Hope everyone had a great month and that you've been playing games that you enjoy. That's all for this month, so we'll see you in the next video.